Hello everyone. In this video, we can study about curves. Coming to the overview of this video. In this video, we will be covering what is a curve, where they are provided, what is the need of providing them, what are the different types of curves, and also the explanation of simple circular curves in detail. And inside that we will be discussing various parts of the curve as well as elements of the curve, and then next how we can give the designation for a curve, how we can designate a curve, and what is the degree of the curve. Now coming to curves, as it is shown in this figure, these curves are actually bends. These are provided in the lines of communication like roads, railways, canals, etc. in order to bring about the gradual change of direction. These curves will enable the vehicle to pass from one path on to another when two paths meet at an angle. They are also used in the vertical plane at all changes of grades to avoid the abrupt change of grade at the apex. Now, mainly according to the area where these curves are provided, according to the topography, we can classify the curves as horizontal curve as well as vertical curves. Now, coming to horizontal curves, these horizontal curves are provided in a horizontal plane to have the gradual change in direction, and coming to vertical curves, these are provided in a vertical plane to obtain the gradual change in grade, and such curves are known as vertical curves. And these curves may be circular or parabolic, and curves are generally arcs of parabolas. That's the general case. And the curves are laid out on the ground along the center line of the work. Now, what are the needs of providing the curves? What is the major needs? Actually, this curve has wide range of applications. It's commonly used in highways, railways, and canals for bringing about the gradual change of direction of motion. And they are provided, why they are provided? They are provided for the following reasons. To bring about a gradual change in the direction of motion. Whenever there change is required, direction change is required, we can provide these curves. And in order to bring about a gradual change in grade and for good visibility, these curves are provided. And it will alert the driver so that he may not fall asleep. If we are providing a curves, rather than providing a straight road, we can provide curves in between the straight roads so that it will give an alert to the driver. And to lay out the canal alignment, and also to control the erosion of canal banks by the thrust of flowing water in a canal. So it can also control erosion as well as it will help to lay out the canal. And what are the major classification of this circular curves? Main classifications. They can be classified as simple curves, compound curves, and reverse curves. Now coming to the simple curve, you can see in this figure, the figure shows a simple curve, and it is consisting of a single arc of a circle, and it is being connected by two straights, say AB as well as BC, and it is also having a radius of same magnitude throughout. So for a simple curve, the radius is not changing. From the start to the end of the curve, the radius will remain constant. That's about the simple curve. Now, coming to the compound curve, you can see in the figure, it is being made up of two curves of different radii. And this is having different radii which is bending in the same direction, and lying on the same side of the common tangent. If we draw a common tangent to the two curves from which this compound curve is made of, here from the figure, MN is the common tangent, and we can see both of these curves with different radii are lying on the same side. That means center for the two curves are lying on the same side of the common tangent. Okay, so that's about the compound curve. And now coming to the reverse, or otherwise it is termed as serpentine curve. And it is made up of two arcs, and these two arcs can have equal or different radii, and they will be bending in opposite direction with a common tangent at the junction. See in the figure, MN is the common tangent, and you can see the centers of both the curves O1 as well as O2 are lying on the opposite side of MN, the common tangent. Also, their centers lies on opposite side, and the reverse curves are used when straights are parallel or intersect at a very small angle. These are the cases where the reverse curves are provided. Now, we can explain the simple circular curve in detail. Okay. While explaining the simple circular curve, in this figure you can see the straight lines AB as well as BC. This AB is the first tangent, or it can be also termed as rear tangent, and the second tangent BC may be termed as the forward tangent. Okay, and this is the second tangent or forward tangent. And then the point of intersection of these two tangents or these two straights, we can also term the tangents as straights of the curve. And this point of intersection B is termed as vertex of the curve. And the tangent points, this T1 and T2 are the tangent points for these curves. And where this T1 will represent the beginning of the curve, and it is the tangent curve point, and then T2 is the representation for end of the curve and or curve tangent point. Okay, then angle ABC is the angle of intersection for this curve, and it is represented by I. And angle B'BC will represent the deflection angle for the curve, and it is being termed as phi. Then BT1 and BT2 will give the tangent length, and T1 T2 is termed as the long chord of the curve. Then arc T1 F T2, where F is the midpoint or it is the highest point, it is termed as apex. And this T1 F T2, that arc is termed, will give the this will give the length of the curve. And BF, this BF will give the apex distance of the curve, and this EF is termed as the worst sine of the curve. This distance, EF distance, is termed as worst sine of the curve. And you can see in this figure this angle T1O T2. It is being denoted as the letter phi. That means the same as deflection angle. Why? We know this T1O T2 will be equal to 180 minus this angle I, angle of intersection. Since this T1B, T2O forms a quadrilateral, sum of opposite sides will be 180. So sum of opposite angles will be 180. So what happens is that this angle will be equal to 180 minus I, and but this AB dash is a straight line. So 180 minus I will be giving the deflection angle phi. So that means angle T1 or T2, the central angle, it will be equal to the deflection angle phi. So it is also represented as phi. Okay, then so this various parts of the curve again discussed in detail. AB and BC form the tangent, then intersection point. B is the intersection point or the vertex, and when the curve deflects to the right side of progress of the survey, it is termed as a right-handed curve, and when to the left, it is termed as left-handed curve. And name of various parts of the curve. The line AB and BC are the tangents, and AB is the first tangent, BC is the second tangent, we have already discussed. And T1 and T2 are the points where the curve touches, and curve and tangent touches, and they are now termed as tangent points, where T1 is the tangent curve point which marks the beginning of the curve, and T2 marks the end of the curve, and it is termed as curve tangent point. And angle ABC, where it is the angle between the lines AB and BC, which is termed as the angle of intersection I, and the angle by which the forward tangent deflects from the rear tangent is termed as the deflection angle of the curve, which is represented by phi. And the distances from the point of intersection to the tangent point is termed as the tangent length, BT1 and BT2, and the line joining the two tangent points T1 and T2 is known as the long chord. Then arc T1F T2 will give the length of the curve, and F is termed as the summit or apex of the curve. BF is termed as the apex distance, and EF is termed as the worst sign of the curve. And now coming to the elements of the simple circular curve. The angle of intersection plus deflection angle, we know it is a straight line, so it will be forming 180. And also we know angle T1 or T2 is equal to 180 minus I, which will be equal to phi. That means the central angle is equal to deflection angle. And the tangent length BT1 equal to BT2 will be equal to what? OT1 tan phi by 2. That we can see here, the tangent length BT1 and BT2. BT1 as well as BT2. This angle will be phi by 2. So this length will be R tan phi by 2. So it's being given here R tan phi by 2. And then length of the chord is given by 2, long chord. It is given by 2 times T1E, and so it is again 2R sin phi by 2. And we can see it from the figure. This distance T1 T2 will be equal to 2 times T1E. And again, what is this distance? This distance will be R sin phi by 2. So total length T1 T2 is equal to 2R sin phi by 2. And then length of the curve, which is the arc itself, it can be just written as R phi, and this will be in radians. And to convert it, we can multiply by pi by 180, so that it will be in degree. So pi R phi by 180 degree. Then apex distance, that means BF. BF is given by the equation R into 1 minus cos phi by 2, and we can see it from the figure. It is BF. So BF